So we have been talking about the possibility of Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes coming in the near future a few times on this channel, and assuming that actually happens, one of the things I think most people can agree would be an inevitability for those games is new Gigantamax Pokemon in these games. Very similar to the way that we saw new Mega Evolutions in the Hoenn remakes coming off of that feature being introduced in X and Y. With that being such a high probability type of thing to happen in these potential games, I thought it would be fun to predict what Gigantamax Pokemon we might see in Diamond and Pearl remake, and I've brought along someone to help me do that, and that would be none other than a guy who actually knows about potential Gigantamax Pokemon in Sinnoh remakes, Bird Keeper Toby. What is going on, man? Thanks for being here.
Hey man, no, thank you for having me. It's really, you asked me to be on a podcast, and I said yes, I'll absolutely be there, and I didn't realize the topic. And when you've just told me the topic just before we started, this is ideal because I've been talking about this non-stop on my channel. I've been thinking about this a lot.
Yeah, and it's kind of the reason why I decided to bring you on. And for those who might be kind of taken aback by this format, because this isn't something I've done on my own channel, this is something we're trying out, because I've been doing podcasts over on UCast Studios Gaming, another channel, for a while now, and I thought it would be fun to sort of bring that and sort of migrate that onto my main channel, and sort of just tweak it up, make it more like a regular video, and just kind of give it a few more bells and whistles. So we are going to be giving that a try. You guys are going to have to let me know how you feel about it in the comments below. But other than that, like I said, I have brought Toby on here to talk about the topic of Gigantamax Pokemon in possible Diamond and Pearl remakes, and assuming those games happen, and assuming we get that feature in those games, what new Gigantamax Pokemon could we expect to see? Like I said, I think it's something that's very likely to happen, so I think the topic of prediction is going to be fun.
Oh yeah. And not to throw a spanner in the works of if you've got a flow of questions and things, but Diamond and Pearl remakes, I'm 100% certain. You?
I am like 99. I don't want to go so far as to say I'm like guaranteeing it, but I am like as certain as I can be without guaranteeing.
Maybe 99 is a safer place to be, but I just feel that confident. And yeah, you're right. Dynamax,
right.
Gigantamax, the same way as Mega. It's no way it doesn't see a return.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's why we are having this discussion, and so without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. I've got a mix, I guess you could say, of more predictable picks and maybe some different, like, off-the-wall type of picks. But with that being said, I want to put this out there before I even start getting into this list, that I am very confident in this list. Like, I feel extremely confident that this could be the list, the full list we get in the game. Like, I feel really good about it. I'm just gonna put that out there. The first ones kind of go without saying, so we might as well just get them out of the way. That would be the final evolutions of the starters, Empoleon, Infernape, and Torterra. And this is actually something that you are exploring on your own channel in some videos, Toby, so I want you to go ahead and tell me why you think these guys are gonna be in these games.
I had some Fakemon drawn up about 6 months ago because I was so sure about this, and there's obviously all three of these Pokemon have roots in mythology and an opportunity to kind of exacerbate that on the big screen. You've kind of got the exaggerate that rather on the big Switch screen. Torterra, we've already seen a giant Torterra in Detective Pikachu, but the idea from going from where it is to the world's turtle, you've got Empoleon, and you know it could be this big sea controlling, holding the trident, Poseidon type character, and then with Infernape, I believe it has some ties and origins with Chinese mythology, I think, and perhaps an ape warrior who rides on clouds. I'm not sure, but the idea of riding on a giant cloud of fire, being this kind of kung fu fire master, just all of these elements are so easy and it's low-hanging fruit that I just think there's so much easy, you know, that you can come up with in 5 seconds, you know?
Right, and it just, it obviously makes all the sense in the world as well, being that they're starter Pokemon. So they're sort of the face of the game in a way, and we obviously saw this happen with the Hoenn starters and their Mega Evolutions they received in ORAS, and we obviously saw the Galar starters get Gigantamax forms in Sword and Shield as well. So this one is like, it's a really quick one to go over just because it's like a no-brainer to go over, but it's one that obviously we have to say because it's just so likely. The other ones, however, I mean, as much sense as they make that I've got on my little list here, they are more, I guess, you wouldn't think of them right off the bat necessarily. And the next one I'm going to go for is either Honchkrow or Weavile, and it's hard for me to pick which one I want to select. Do you have, what were you gonna say?
Are you thinking about this as like a Cyrus's Pokemon? Is that what you're... Okay.
Yeah, and I looked over Cyrus's team, and I couldn't necessarily pick which one I thought was his signature, because in his teams in the past, he historically has had Weavile as his highest level Pokemon, but Honchkrow, at least to me, I guess, has seemed way more like his actual signature Pokemon. So I think one of those two.
Because they're both of them are... And Pokemon doesn't have to follow these rules, and it's definitely not done so in the past, but Honchkrow and Mismagius are kind of part of a duo, in that they evolved from the kind of Johto Pokemon Mischievous and you know, Murkrow, and that they're version exclusive. And similarly, Weavile and Gliscor, kind of, because it's the Razor Claw, Razor Fang thing, although Gliscor is part of the post-game Pokedex in Diamond and Pearl, and Weavile isn't. So, I don't know. My thinking is, if you go for Weavile, maybe you have to give one to Gliscor. If you go for Honchkrow, maybe you have to give one for Mismagius, but maybe you don't. I don't know.
You know, it's actually really great that you bring that up. This is the kind of insight that I have you here for, my friend.
Okay, all right.
Because that's something I didn't consider, but is totally valid. Like, Weavile, Gliscor, definitely a duo. Honchkrow, Mismagius, definitely a duo. And in that case, I would have to side with Honchkrow, now that you've said that, for this thing, because another Pokemon I have picked is actually Mismagius, and I've picked Mismagius because I believe every single one of the Gym Leader's signature Pokemon are also going to get Gigantamax, just like we saw in Sword and Shield. And this lines up really good because obviously we've got Mismagius being a signature Pokemon with Fantina. We obviously have, with Rourke, we have his Cranidos, which would be kind of tricky, but we did see with Milo in Sword and Shield how he kind of got his Gigantamax Pokemon later in the game. So that could work out. And that also works out good too, because we've got the other half of that duo being Shieldon and Bastiodon. Rourke's dad has that side of it. So.
And he's another gym leader. So
right.
This is another video that, this is one that, as of us recording this, I've got coming out. It's interesting you said Mismagius about Fantina, because I had to make a decision between Mismagius and Drifblim, because I kind of feel like they, again, with some of the Sinnoh gym leaders, they have maybe more than one potential candidate for an ace. You look at like Candice, you could really say Abomasnow, Weavile, or Frostlass, just depending on, are we talking about, are they going to go to the Diamond and Pearl route? Are they going to go the Platinum route? And there's also quite a few signature Pokemon. So it's really hard to say. I was having a conversation with True Green 7 about this about a week ago, and he was saying that he doesn't think they'll do the gym Pokemon, and that actually, because that would mean the way that Dynamax and Gigantamax work in Galar is these big stadiums, and that's not how the gyms look in Sinnoh. Unless you're gonna completely change the way the gyms look, then actually putting focus on those Pokemon to be Gigantamax, they might be the Pokemon that are most likely to be exempt, but also they're the Pokemon you're most likely to encounter in the story. And if they've got new forms, they want to show them off. So it's really 50-50. I'd love to know what your comment section think about that.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. I'm glad you bring that up. That's not necessarily something I thought about, Because that is a very good point. You're not, like, even though Gigantamaxing is absolutely going to be in these games, because it kind of goes without saying again, it's not going to work the way it did in Galar, like you said, where you have the big gym stadiums and stuff, because it's not as native to Sinnoh as it is to Galar. So it will work in a different kind of way. What that way is, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But, I mean, even still, like, I do believe that's a valid idea, that it could go an alternate route. However, with that being said, I think the gym leader's aces also make a lot of sense, not just in terms of them being gym leader aces, but also them being significant Pokemon. Because, like we said, with with Rourke and his dad Byron, they have the fossil Pokemon. Those are iconic. Those are significant. You've got Fantina, we mentioned. She's got Miss Magius, and then Cyrus has Honchkrow. That's another, like, significant duo because they're evolving from Johto Pokemon. Plus, Cyrus is the evil team leader, so it makes sense for him to have one. So I think there is still a lot of merit in giving the gym leader aces, even if you're not looking at it from a replication of what Sword and Shield did.
If you run down that list, naturally that then takes you to the Elite Four, and I think all of the Elite Four members in Hoenn had Mega Evolutions as well. So it kind of can tie into that. And what I found interesting is when dealing with the character of Flint, in Diamond and Pearl only has 2 fire types, Rapidash and Infernape. Now, obviously, we've already talked about Infernape getting one, but then you swap over to Platinum and there's a few more fire types. Flint has a Magmortar, and then that was kind of had me juggling. If Flint gets Magmortar's a duo with Electivire. So does Volkner get Electivire, or is it Luxray? And so there's, like, lots of decisions that you'll get to see them make, I guess, if they decide to go this route.
Right, and that's actually a very interesting point, because the Elite Four are very likely to, I mean, they're as good a candidate as any to get Gigantamax forms themselves, but they are not ones that I actually included on my list.
Interesting, okay.
Yeah, really quick though, I do want to go through the rest of the gym leader aces, so we actually kind of, like, say their names and stuff and not just gloss over them. You've obviously got, like we said, Cranidos Rampardos for Rourke. You've got Roserade for Gardenia, which I think just makes all the sense in the world. You've got Lucario for Maylene, which, once again, no-brainer. You've got Floatzel. I don't want to forget any names, but yeah, Floatzel, which I think with Weasel being such a significant Pokemon, that makes a lot of sense. Miss Magius, as we've obviously said. We've said Bastiodon. Like you said, Abomasnow, Frostlass, Weavile for Candace, which all of those make all the sense in the world. And then finally for Volkner, you would have possibly Luxray or Electivire, as you said, which those two also are perfect candidates. So and that's kind of why I picked them, because not only are they gym leader aces, they're just really important Pokemon in the game. That's it.
I mean, you obviously mentioned Lucario, and, like, I don't want to fall into kind of the Flygon fallacy of if it's popular, it'll get a new form. But Lucario, there's just no world that would be even more than the starters. If they, like, that's the Pokemon that they absolutely do. Lucario is so popular. That one could get 2 Gigantamax forms. It could get 5. I don't like that. That's how much Pokemon care about Lucario and the fan base care about Lucario. I just don't see a world where that doesn't get a new form if new forms are here.
Right, and I mean, and that honestly could be another reason why you argue for the gym leader aces getting the Gigantamax forms, because Lucario is a no-brainer in the sense that it is a gym leader ace. It's a no-brainer in the sense that it is a super popular Pokemon. It's a no-brainer in the sense that it's basically Gen 4's mascot. So it's like a trifecta of, yes, that's definitely going to happen, most likely. And since it's an ace, it's like if that Pokemon is getting a Gigantamax, it would be kind of weird for the other aces not to. So I think that's another argument in favor of that.
Sure.
possibly happening for sure. With that said, though, I think that is about going to wrap it up for this first part of the podcast. There are actually going to be 2 parts to this. The other part is going to be on the UCast Studios gaming channel, where I've been running these podcasts before. And as this is the first sort of episode of me having it on my own channel and having the videos themselves be a little more edited and like a regular video, I want to know what you guys think about this format in the comments below. Do you like it? Do you want to see more of it? The plan is to run this every Thursday for at least the next little while, so hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And Toby, thank you so much for being here. Please do check out Toby with the link in the description below. He's got tons of videos relating to this as well that you can check out, and if you want to hear more of our discussion about this, you can head on over to the UCast Studios gaming channel, which will be in the description as well. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you very much. I'll see you with another video soon, and until then, as always, I will smell you guys later.